Good evening, I'm Julie Chen.
Wake up, everybody!
But first,
I cannot. On my daughter's birthday. Disgusting. Anybody want cake?
I want to welcome you guys all to my big brother funeral.
I can't find an individual to hate because I hate you all.
Welcome to Not Game All Personal. Hey, we are a Big Brother podcast here to talk about all things Big Brother. More specifically, I guess the beginning of this season, season 28. I'm Nathan. This is Tony. We're back, Tony. We are
right
here.
on time.
Right on time.
Exactly
I saw you
how
looking at
we
me.
intended.
Did you think I was going to say Survivor there? I couldn't tell. It
No.
looked like you had, because like I had it in my head. I was like, okay, this is Big Brother. Say Big Brother. And then I had the thought, when I do mess it up, you always make a face. So I was looking at your face while saying it, and you didn't think it at all. All right, good. I'm glad you didn't even consider me messing up that intro.
I don't even remember you saying either version. Full disclosure. I wasn't
It's
listening
been that
at
long.
all.
Oh, just not even.
It just doesn't register.
Well, yes, we are
I'll
back
lock in.
with
You want to start over?
Big Brother. No, this is it. We're rolling with
Okay.
it. We don't do any edits in this podcast. I don't know if you forgot.
Never. I've never
Um,
done an edit.
But yes, it is Big Brother time. After, when Big Brother comes back, it's always a shock to the system, especially after having like multiple seasons of Survivor, plus like every other reality show. It's just like the Big Brother once a year always comes back, and it's like, oh, I forgot what this show is. And let me just say, I feel like it has just like ran out of the gates. What's the sprinted out of the gates? What's the term there? Like we're just going. It
Hit
is
the ground
going.
running.
Hit the ground running. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
That's a good one.
Like there's
Yes,
something
real
about running. There's something about
We're cooking.
maybe opening gates. But yeah, it's starting off strong this season. That's my initial take. How are we feeling so far? 2 weeks into this season.
They know how to reel me in. And if you bring back two of my favorite survivors, or not bring back, but bring in two of my favorite survivors, it even cancels out having to deal with Angela for another season. And so I'm all in as well. I'm enjoying it. And like the beginning of Big Brother's always, at least in the last like 5 years, the beginning is always the most interesting. And so this is like the fun portion of the season where a bunch of different things are happening. You have big dramatic things like the nomination ceremony this week. So like we're in like peak Big Brother. And we'll see it most seasons get boring towards the end. So I'm just enjoying it while we have it.
Yeah, I will say I am definitely falling for that trap we get in every year, where it's like it is the beginning and there's so many new dynamics, and like the live feeds are fun because you're jumping between rooms. And I do have to remind myself that like we are gonna reach a lull at some point, and it could even be now. Like I'm open to the possibility that this might be a steamroll after this week. We'll see. But I wonder, do you think we are in a good era of Big Brother? Because I would say at least the past 3 seasons, I'm not saying they were like entertaining throughout the whole time, all the time, but like last year, at least for me, I think up until the end was still pretty exciting. 2 years ago, there was some stuff there, I think we might be on a hot streak.
Do you think, each season has had a returning player or like an experienced player to maybe draw us in or spice things up? Do you think that is like a piece of it? Or do you think it's just happened that the last few seasons, or it could just be the blockbuster or whatever? Is that what it's called this season? Like, I think that spiced it up a ton for sure. So I could
think
see
it's
it just based on that stuff.
I think it's the blockbuster. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 seasons ago did not have a returning anyone. Because last year had Rachel. 2 years ago, the season Chelsea won, didn't have a returner. The year before, it was when
Suri
Suri
was the year
in
before.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then I'm in.
So,
I was surprised that you were including the Suri season.
no,
Honestly.
I think that's where I would cut it off. If it
Bold.
wasn't for that, I would even say 24 was a pretty good season. 25, I don't have I don't have much fondness for, just in terms of like the ending was horrific in terms of just comp, domination, which is my least favorite way to play Big Brother.
No, you love competition beasts. So that's
I love when only 3 people win the second half of the Big Brother season.
You're a big fan of season 21 and
yeah,
just that one, just season 21.
Season 21. But no,
But yeah, I think we are in a really fun era for sure.
Yeah, and the blockbuster's definitely part of it. Like, I think that has been proven to be the best twist addition that Big Brother has had in a long time. Like, maybe since the veto. I don't know if that's too hot of a take, but like, it just seems to work. It seems to be successful. It seems to fix a lot of the issues, especially the live feeds had, as far as like being solidified, and this is how it's going to go for 3 days. So now we have nothing to talk about for 3 days.
Hmm.
But I even think like the end of the season, like there's something about the past 2 seasons where there was stuff there that was interesting, where like the winner wasn't necessarily determined yet. I guess maybe with Chelsea, but like that, I don't know. It was fun to watch her kind of like do well.
Hmm.
I think like last season was such a like, like is this actually is it going to be like an underdog win? Is Vincent Morgan really going to topple like that? Like that was like there was a lot there. So I don't know. I'm hopeful for this season, based on what we've seen so far. But as always, I'm ready to be disappointed at some point.
Hmm. And I feel like usually I'm not into the drama. I've been kind of enjoying the drama with this group for some reason. I don't know. I feel like it's a bunch of messy players, which maybe we've had recently. Maybe that was that last year as well, was a bunch of just really messy players, or maybe not. I feel like I remember that recently.
I,
But
I would say 2 seasons ago, because that was the whole Quinn, and that was with you know, Tucker and even
yeah,
Angela. So
we
like
need
that
Tucker
was
back
a
on our
messy.
TVs. That's what we need.
I think what you're saying is Angela is the common denominator, and when she's
Okay,
on the season,
I'm
she
coming
brings for
around a little bit
entertainment.
where I still don't like her. I appreciate what she brings a little bit more this time around, which I know is crazy for me to say because I was very anti Angela. But I am enjoying, like, especially having to watch people talk her down from her paranoia is a lot of fun. And just like seeing it continue to sink in, but she made it like a couple weeks this time without blowing up on somebody. So that was solid of her.
Couple weeks, maybe one.
Yeah,
If
1.5.
one in
No,
a
one.
day.
Probably one in a
When
day.
it was the second nomination ceremony.
That was wild, but I'm sure we'll get into that specific scenario. But I genuinely, like, I am enjoying her more this time around. And is it because she's associated with Devens and D? Very, very good chance. But it'll work.
Yeah, and I mean that's always the set. Like, no one's saying you have to be her best friend in the real world. I'm just my defense of her is always just entertaining television. I would never
Mhm.
describe her as a top 50 Big Brother player, top one. I don't know. Like, where's the right? Like,
Mhm.
but in my opinion, she is the exact type of vet I would want to see back. Now, I was a fan of Rachel last year, but Rachel to me was like I thought she was playing her best game ever, which is
Mhm.
fine, but like do we want to see just a great player come in and just be great? I don't know. Like to me, she is a perfect vet because she brings entertainment, and I also think it's just more balanced that way. Like
Mhm.
I don't think she's a threat to win the game over some of these other people, even though like most vets would be simply by the fact that this is their second time playing.
Mhm.
Like, and honestly, it's one of those situations like where her name is being thrown out a little bit, but more just by association as far as like what they call them, like the icons with like her, D and
Mhm.
Devens. I'm like, I wonder like if D and Devens wasn't in there, would she even be a threat? And for that, I think like that's the type of vet that is fun to see back. Someone who can just kind of be in the house, knows what they're doing, knows how to create chaos and entertainment, but doesn't like make the game unfair for the newer players.
Yeah, but they still can't help themselves and shoot themselves in the foot over and over. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying for sure. I think it's so dependent on, like, I'm all in on a season where somebody's gonna dominate if I like the person. And I know that's like, would I look back at that season and say it's a good season? Not really, but like I would still enjoy it. Like season 22 of Survivor when Rob comes back. Like, will I ever go back and watch that season? Probably not. But boy, did I enjoy watching it the first time around and watching him just cook everybody. So that's the hard part. Is like I think I would enjoy that if I like the person. But yeah, I think this is more interesting. And yes, the icons came in with like the advantage of the first HOH. being able to set up an alliance. But yeah, the big brother player that came in doesn't feel like she has that much of an advantage having been around.
No, no, and that's where like I don't have an issue with it. And even I mean, if you want to just kind of talk a little bit about the survivors too, like it doesn't feel like a huge advantage because despite them being like I think they are better survivor players than Angela is a Big Brother player, and I think everyone would agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but there is such a learning curve with Big Brother, so I don't view that as like a horribly unfair advantage, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
we saw Suri, who is one of the best Survivor players who's ever played, not do so hot on Big Brother. Now part of that was her son tanked her game, but like, it is a different game. And so I think to me this is a very fun crossover and I think it's a very balanced way to like bring in recognizable people to the house.
Just like, okay, yeah. Like, so the big brother person isn't like an amazing player, but then bring in people who are good at other games and bring them in. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Feels
So
like
it's
a
like
good way to do it.
I
Okay.
mean D, one of the best Survivor players, the winners of the new era, maybe the best of the new era,
Mm-hmm.
right? Debatable. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's in the conversation. I don't feel like her being a Survivor winner is an unfair advantage of her being in the Big Brother house because it's a
No.
different game. And so therefore, like if it was just a Big Brother winner coming back or like a runner up, I'd be like, oh, this feels weird because they're just gonna
Yeah.
dominate. But I'm not feeling that. It feels balanced, it feels fun, and it feels like these are people that are gonna cause a lot of entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I would say that like you can tell that they have like the both of them kind of have instincts for games like this. But yeah, it's nothing prepares you for 3 days of just sitting around during Big Brother seasons and like
Yes.
sticking to your ideas and information not leaking. Like that's just the biggest thing is information constantly leaking. So
Hmm.
I'm having fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. Do you want to just kind of go like player by player and then maybe just hit on some highlights that are associated with those players? I
Yeah,
mean, like
absolutely.
we can break down I think a lot of it through that. But let's start with the icons because I feel like they're obviously grouped together,
Hmm.
strategically so. Now, from the alliances that I understand and kind of have been communicated, you got the three icons who
Hmm.
have formed two separate alliances that have now all merged to one alliance, so that's convenient for
Hmm.
them. But the two alliances within that large alliance aren't necessarily aware of how close, everyone is. So we'll see if that works out. But for now, you got
Yeah.
the crossovers, which is the three
Hmm.
icons along with Drew and Barrett. And then you have Red Corner, which
Hmm.
does not include Angela, but includes Dee and Devens along with Chuck, Haley, and Kamu,
Combo. Yep.
which the eight of them now form the tool shed. So
Bold choice of
basically it's
alliance
a
name.
it's an 8-person alliance that has a lot of just different elements within that. So I realize I said player by player. Now we're just talking about 8-person alliance here, but yeah, I mean,
We'll start with
we'll
that
start there.
8-person alliance.
That feels like the core, especially because they have had the power the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Overall thoughts on this alliance, Tony?
Oh, okay. I think it's interesting. I think like some of the big points that stand out to me in the last couple weeks, which people are probably aware of, but like the fact that the crossover knew about the four corners or the red corner. That was they like Dee and Devens told them what was going on with that, so they were in the loop with that. And I feel like that's the main one is the crossovers. But interestingly, Drew and Barrett feel like the most likely to like go against that alliance. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
things that I've seen, they're very aware. Barrett has said multiple times on the show, like he's very aware that he's being brought into these things last and he's not in the room when they're established, which to him means that he's on the bottom. And I think they trust him quite a bit, but he feels like the most ready to just like flip a switch and turn on them. And Drew is just buddy buddy with both sides, and everybody kind of recognizes Angela specifically is like very anti that. Whereas I feel like Haley, Kamu, and Chuck, they're just like along for the ride. I feel like I haven't seen much where they're planning on turning on that group anytime soon. They seem just all gung ho. Yep, we're riding with these guys. So I'm very interested to see Drew and Barrett. I think out of that alliance, other than the icons, I think those are the two that I'm most interested in seeing where they go next and what moves they make and how they navigate that going forward.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think, and it's because so Barrett was one initially that I was like, I saw a lot of the preseason interviews and like he just kind of like stood out to me. I don't know if you know, but he also I think has like a Big Brother podcast. Like there's been clips of him like on YouTube,
Oh, really?
like with a pod like very similar to ours, just like over Zoom, like having a talking about Big Brother. So like he seems like he knows like a different level of the game compared to
Mm-hmm.
even just like a Big Brother fan. Um and Drew is someone that I don't think I loved at first, but I've really warmed up to. I think he
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of potential, and I also think that's probably why people are starting to suss him out as far as like playing a lot of sides here. So
Mm-hmm.
I hope that's not true. I think my thing with this whole situation though is from my understanding, like this was the idea with the crossovers. Like let's get these 5 people together and let's kind of branch off a bit. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
why they were aware of Red Corner was because like, hey, we're gonna work these people. It's like you go work this person. You know what I mean? Like that was kind of the idea. And I almost wonder if it's more just coming from Angela not having another side. Like she's
Yep.
the only one who like doesn't have anything to bring to the table. And now that this plan that originally was like we're gonna have this secret alliance, but all pretend we're in other alliances, Devens kind of blew that up to just be a two-sided house. Like it feels like
Mm-hmm.
everything's out in the open. So now everything that Drew and Barrett set up, as far as like, Drew's getting close to Melody, it was like, well, that's what you wanted him to do at first. Now it's a two-sided house, so now it's not working. So like I do think it's a bummer because I think Drew especially is getting like screwed by this because like he
Mm-hmm.
did what the plan was week 1, but week 2 all of a sudden it like shifted and now Angela's calling him out. So like I don't know, it's a little bit of a bummer and I hope it doesn't hurt him because I would love to see him go farther in this game.
Yeah, it's a really effective strategy if you're not insanely paranoid,
Yeah.
like Angela is known to be.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's a tough part. I think she's like Dee and Devens have like they've noticed it and they're keeping an eye on it, but she's like, "Oh, we gotta get Drew. I hate that guy," and like just gets so in her head about these things every single time. And so I feel like that's like the biggest crack, and that's going to lead to the biggest issue for sure. Is that specifically? I think Barrett's interesting, but I think he'll bide his time a little bit and let stay in the power for a little bit and wait for the right moment, or at least wait a little while for the moment to make the move. Angela, I think if she wins HOH, I think she's putting Drew up. I think her plan is to backdoor Drew, and I think that's dumb. The person who
Yeah.
has all of her secrets is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna backdoor him.
Well, and the person who has like fed you information, because like let's
Mm-hmm.
not forget that like this whole blow up that I'm sure we'll get to with Angela and Jason, that came from
Yeah.
Drew being the one to tell her like, hey, Jason came and told me that he was messing with you by, telling you a sob story and then laughing behind your
Mm-hmm.
back. Like that didn't
Wild
get
move.
brought up that it was Drew's information that led to that, but like he is being a good ally. He's like not he
Mm-hmm.
has not done anything to go against your alliance. Uh so we'll see. I think like in a perfect world, I don't know. Like if you do want to get someone out of your alliance, like you got to wait a couple weeks, right? You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
start that now because especially like if he gets power, that information is easily going to come back to him
Mm-hmm.
cuz Angela's not very, she's not very secretive about how she feels about people.
No, she'll go scorched earth. It's you want to be very careful with. Yeah, she's just the type of player that you want to be very careful, and you have to like manage more than other players because of that paranoia. And even then, she might just explode. So that's just the risk of working with Angela.
Yeah. Uh, what about this red corner? I honestly don't have much on them. I feel like my personal opinion is they feel rather dull, only in the sense that they're just like perfectly grouped up. It seems like the three of them are just always going to be loyal. They're going to try to win some competitions, but I don't know. They're not doing anything for me yet, like entertainment wise.
Literally nothing. And like the hard part is I chose Chuck as my winner pick in the pool that we do, and there's no chance. Like I just don't see a path at this point unless he just runs the table with challenges.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I feel like there's not much there. I think there's like some strategy going into their thought process, and they're great shields, I think, for the icons because I feel like everybody on the other side of the house, maybe not this week as much, but before this week, there was like those three is who they wanted. And so like pretty great shields. But I just don't know that they're adding much to the group. Just kind of insulating D, Devens, and Angela, and I'm happy with that. I'm more than pleased. I feel like I don't have anything specific for really any of them. Like Kamu, I was like pushing. The one thing I remember from him was he was pushing for Barrett to be the renomination. I think last week instead of
Yeah.
Ashley,
Mm-hmm.
but they were never going to do that, and so they somehow convinced him that no, Ashley's the better decision. And so that's really the only time that I remember them pushing any sort of narrative that I've seen. Obviously, I might have seen something on. It's hard to keep track of all the feeds. There's so much going on, but
Sure.
yeah, that's all I remember.
Well, I think part of it last week, and this is where the game has just shifted so much, because when they were trying to balance the two separate alliances, even though the red corner was kind of like the fake one for D and Devens, a lot of it was D just playing dumb or like pretending like she didn't know what she was doing for the sake of like not having to nominate Barrett, because like they were coming at her like, hey, this is what you should do, this is what you should do. And then when she did end up, who did she Oh, Ashley was who she
Ashley, yeah.
renominated. Who, again, talk about nothing. I don't think she'll be missed in the house. Let's just say that. Um, glad she
She
tried a
almost stuck
burger.
around and then she just opened her mouth. That's all I have to say about Ashley. Is it's insane. They were all in on her, and then
All
she
you
just
had to
started telling
do,
everybody, "Hey guys, I'm fine. No, they're not voting me out." And it's like, just don't talk. Like
all
it's
you had to
simple. It's
do
just
was
don't
not play
talk.
the game, and you would have been more
Yeah.
valuable. Um, but when D did that, uh, there's a great clip going around where she was just like she gets done talking with them and she's like, it's like, guys, I'm sorry, I'm just like, I thought this was the right move, I messed up, blah 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 blah. And then they walk out and she's like, they're so stupid, I can't believe how stupid they are. Like she she was like playing dumb to the point where Kamu literally was like, I need to teach you how to play this game. I you don't understand how this works, this is a bet. um so I think
She
like
won Survivor, dude. Like,
I think in
it's not
some
that different.
ways, the fact that this Toolshed alliance exists, there is no, like, they don't need to have excuses for not targeting like Barrett and Drew. So that is definitely a positive
Hmm.
for D and Devens.
Hmm.
Um, but I think that makes, honestly, I think that weakens the Red Corner alliance because now Kamu, Haley, and Chuck have even less pull or less sway because now they're just numbers. They're like no
Hmm.
longer in this 5-person alliance. Now they're just part of this 8-person alliance and they lost agency without even realizing it. So I
Yeah.
don't know. It's, yeah, like I said, they're just kind of a bunch of nothings right now. And
Hmm.
I mean, Haley got a little feisty. That was kind of fun, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know
And
what
Barrett
about.
tried to stand between them, and Rome didn't even look at him the entire time. He was like, "Hey, back up," and Rome's just like still talking to her. Like he's like 7 feet tall, and he's just looking past him. He's like, "I'm not worried about you, dude." I was like, "Oh wow,
How tall is Barrett? Does it say anywhere?
he's
He
got to be like
seems
6'8".
he seems tall. That
I
tall,
was
you
gonna
think?
say an inch less than that, but I didn't want to play into.
6'8". Okay, let's see.
He's big.
6'6" is what
That seems closer.
Google AI is telling me.
Well, we know that's right.
It's linking to the Cincinnati Enquirer. Is
I'm
he
glad
from
that they have his
Cincinnati?
height. I
Why is
don't think so.
Cincinnati reporting on? Oh no, they're just giving all the cast. Why did they have his height? Sure enough, and he is well positioned in the crossover alliance. And while he is a big target in terms of his 6'6" height,
It's just a good, yeah, it's a good frame of reference.
uh, yeah. All right. Well, that's the right corner. Anyone else in the tool shed? Do you want? I mean, should we talk more in depth about D and Devens? I feel like they're the exciting ones this season for us, right?
I think there's definitely like we can talk it through their like HOH decisions and that thought process maybe.
Let's do it. Let's hit on that. Let's
Yeah.
recap a bit of D's week,
Yeah.
which I think was mostly successful. It got her a large alliance and allies, and it helps that her closest ally won week 2, but
hmm
it seems like I think like for the week 1 and special and also week 2 HOH, like a big key is just like how can you gain power, how can you gain allies and not set yourself up to be a target for future weeks. And I'd say for D
hmm
and probably Devens, like I think they did that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, there's no reason to go for a big target in that first week. It's genuinely just try to get that big alliance and get as little blood on your hands as possible. And I think that worked. Like, you always want to find the little excuse, like, oh, I'm going to nominate someone from every era. And yes, she nominated Yash and promised not to. She did. She did promise to do that. He's done nothing. And so I think she's going to be all right. And so just making that work. And I think just like setting up all of the different people that she's talking to. And I feel like last week specifically, I was watching, I was like, she's so good at these games, just watching how she talks to these people and convinces them that she doesn't know what's going on or makes them feel like their opinion it matters and is being like considered or at least or like maybe they're pushing for it. I don't know. I feel like if you had made me pick who I think the best like player in the house, it would be hard for me not to pick her right now. Now it's the first 2 weeks and it's still within the time frame of a survivor game. So like we'll see she's here for 5, 6, 7 more weeks. But for now, like I feel like she's in a very comfortable spot, just like how she navigates the game. Now she could definitely get voted out because she's a returning winner. Absolutely could happen, but she's a very, very strong, I think, in just the way that she's approaching it.
Yeah, I think it's especially worth noting that not only is she more used to a survivor time frame, but a new era survivor time frame. So 26 days opposed to
hmm
a 80 to 90-day Big Brother season. We're talking
hmm
3 to 4 times longer of a game.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
lot. It is a lot, and we definitely saw Suri reach that limit. And I think she'd even admitted like she just got burnt out, where she's like, I don't know how to get past this point because this is so many days. Um,
I think a
yeah,
report came out that Devens asked her, and she was like, "Don't do it. It's awful. It's the worst thing I've ever done." He still did it, but she hated Big Brother.
I even think of like I had this thought too, because it's like you think like, all right, Survivor, you're on an island, blah blah blah. I'm like, once you get used to the starving and the sleeping outside, which I say that as if it's nothing, but like a returning Survivor player, knows what to expect to some degree.
hmm
But you also just have like other humans there. Like you see the behind the scenes of like a Survivor challenge, and
Yeah.
there's like 100 people with cameras and mics and producers and tents and medical. But like Big Brother, you don't see anyone. Like even when
hmm
you go to the DR, I think like there might be a producer in there, but a lot of times like you don't even see them, and it's like you're talking to a voice. So like Big Brother is isolated in a way that even goes beyond comparing it to Survivor. So
hmm
and then again, like the time element, like that is so much time to just be sitting around with these people. So I don't know. All that to say is like I hope she can transfer it over. Um,
hmm
she also did the challenge last season, which
I'm watching
she
that right now.
yeah. How do you feel about her on the challenge?
I don't
Hooking up
like her
with
as much as I do on Survivor.
bananas yet? Or is that coming?
Yeah, I saw that. Yep, I'm past that now, thankfully.
Yeah. It's I think she's talked about the challenge. on Big Brother, like the live feeds actually, and I think she does not like
She
it.
didn't like it.
No,
Yeah.
she like did not enjoy it. She thought it was
Which
stupid
she
and
has like the
messy. And
potential to be a mainstay, I feel like, but she didn't like it. So that game's the game.
oh, she definitely does. I mean, she definitely is like the type of person I think the challenge wants. But
Hmm.
whatever. Yeah, no, I hope she does well. I I think the issue is like, is she the biggest threat among the icons? I would say yes. I feel like other people in the house, if you were to ask them to pick one, like who is the biggest threat, it'd be her. So like, I wonder if she can lower her threat level and not just hide behind them and the other large alliance that she has created. I think that's going to be the key, because I think once you get to a point where you have to choose,
Hmm.
she seems like an easy person to get out.
Yeah, I would argue that she's probably the best challenge wise. At least I would assume. Devens actually has cooked this week, winning 2 in a row. But I feel like I would bet on her all other things like even, and so she might be the hardest to get out. But yeah, I think she's and anybody who's seen her play Survivor should have that in the back of their head, and she should be the number one. Like I look at these three, and she's definitely the number one threat and the person that you're the most worried about, and then probably Devens, and then probably Angela. And so I think she's aware of that, but like that's such a hard thing to do when you come in with a threat level like that. She should like break her foot or something, and then that would lower her threat level a lot. Honestly, like
That worked
that's
great for Christmas.
yeah, but she didn't have a threat level. That worked great for Tyson. That's always my go-to example. But yeah, I feel like that's such a hard thing to do when you have. It would be honestly the only way to do it would be to like, hey, can I get Barrett out? Can I get? I don't know who else is aware of her. Drew maybe, or yeah, Drew maybe. Just anybody who's like aware of her other game. Just start trying to pick those people off. Because then if she's just left with the red corner, they feel dumb enough to let her stick around for a while.
No, and I think, well, and that's where I think like it's probably a good call for them to keep some of those bigger potential compies. I'm not, they're not compies yet. They have to win a comp, but like
Mm-hmm.
they're, like, I mean, and Haley included. It's just like these almost like alpha personalities who like think that they're the hot shots that can win it all. Like I think those are the people
Yeah.
that you want to keep. Um,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little interesting why Rome was the big target this week, which we can get to at some point. But I guess he just didn't fit into the same mold as the rest of them. But yeah, I think that's what Dee's got to do, and I hope she can do it. I really do.
Let's get into Devens this week.
Yeah, HOH and veto winner Devens
Hmm?
didn't want to win it. Tried to throw it. That didn't work.
Nope, it did not. Um, I feel like one of the biggest questions around it is like he had this plan to get Rome out. That was obviously successful, but there was Rome and Lyric's whole ploy that now they're broken up, so that he would pull her off and put Rome up instead, so that one of them or they could both potentially survive. Do you think that, like, I don't know, when you view this week, do you view it as like a successful week for Devens, or where do you think you'd fall in that category? Because I think that's some of the big conversation this week that I've been hearing.
Yeah, I would say it is, but of course, like I'm allowed to change that take if it doesn't go well this week, because
Nope.
like of course, like if he wins power, then but like even you look at the fallout of what he caused this week, and specifically like that nomination ceremony that really just split the house. It caused
Hmm.
sides. I didn't really see anyone coming after him after that point. Like
Yeah.
even Rome, in which I gotta say, all week me and Elena have just been going, that man right there, that man knows ball. I've been saying that all week, and I love that so much. Like that is one of I am so sad that Rome is gone because he took himself so seriously in these moments, and
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I have said that half a dozen times, just like that man right there, he knows ball. um, but
I
like
like it.
that's kind of how Devens did it. Like he didn't
Hmm.
create more enemies to like from what I'm seeing. I think he just kind of exposed a lot of these wrinkles, and so it's hard for me to say like he had a bad week. Like I don't know what more he could have done. Now, the only thing is like I'm not convinced Rome was the biggest threat at this moment. I think he
Hmm.
could have been a threat to keep in just as someone to always target, like sometimes it's good to have that person. Like if you weaken the other side too much, then it's just going to be your side that implodes from the inside.
Hmm.
Um but like that was his plan the whole week and he accomplished his plan with not a lot of people looking at him. So I don't know, like I don't think it was a bad week at all.
I think the part where it comes in and the part that makes me question it is like Lyric was going to be mad no matter what. Even if he took her off and then Rome went home, she was always going to be mad because he targeted Rome in the first place. So she was always coming for him regardless. So why would you not take Melody down? Where Melody probably still would have like in the back of her head been like Devens is a problem, but it showed her afterwards being like, "Oh, you didn't save me. Like I'm definitely coming after you. You're my number one target now." And so I think that's the one that I'm more worried about because yeah, Jason's more worried about other people, obviously. Lyric was always going to go after him, so I don't think that mattered that much. But I think Melody is the one where it's like I don't think he needed to make her as angry as he did.
Yeah, I think here's my take on it though. I and maybe I'm stupid. I actually think that Lyric would work with him with Devens. I think Lyric is
Oh,
much
really?
more isolated than Melody is. I could be wrong,
Hmm.
but like the fact is like she had a conversation with him and this was again part of like her whole ploy with Rome, right? Like they had a fake breakup, they're trying to act separate so that people would, cuz I think like yeah, in that case it's good to have a showmance on the block together, right? Because like if
Hmm.
at very least you're gonna take away a guaranteed vote to keep Rome, even though she wasn't a guaranteed vote to keep Rome, so that's funny.
Hmm.
But like her pitch was like, if you take me off, like I don't like if Rome leaves this week, like it is what it is, but like I'm a free agent, and like obviously she has people she's working with, but I think she is more flexible position wise than Melody is. Like Melody
Mm.
to me feels more because like Lyric's number one is gone now. Melody,
Yeah.
it's a little more nuanced who her alliance is, who her number one is, and so I don't know. Like that's someone who it's like they're gonna be mad at me. I don't think taking her off
Hmm.
the block would guarantee her as a number.
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. I guess time will tell and seeing where she goes because I think there's like I don't know that showmance. Most showmances are pretty cringy, but like that one was in particular was like, why are they just laying in bed making out in the middle of the day or like on the have not bed with other people around? Like, what's happening here? And so they were just that side wasn't great, but like Rome was an interesting player. I think potentially Lyric has the potential to like be a very interesting player now that he's gone, and so I'm hoping that we get to see that side of her. Um, and so maybe she does not flip sides, but maybe like she's more a little bit more fluid in her alliances and is able to do some interesting things going forward. So I could definitely see that, but at least on she must have really convinced him because I feel like I would always be nervous like yeah, she says that she'll work with me. She probably won't because I just sent home the person that she loves after 2 weeks.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
think the other side to look at it is like the fact that Rome is so like honorable in his approach and his respect towards Devens as like what do they call him, like America's dad and like all this, like does
He's
that
related to
respect
America from a few seasons ago. Nailed it.
that's a good one. That's a
First
I
person to
actually like
make
that.
that joke. Thanks.
Like does the respect he have because like for Devens, he did Devens a solid. Like, oh, you took my girlfriend off the block, and didn't leave her on with me. Like that was a cool move. Like there's part of Rome that does respect that. Does that carry over to Lyric? In their
Hmm.
conversations this week, Rome's like, man, I'm just so glad Devens took you off the block. I don't know. Like I think that is a much more powerful move than Melody, because like Melody gets taken off the block and it's like that's the end of it, whereas this like was seen as like a very nice gesture, like, yeah, I'm gonna vote Rome out of the house, but at the very least I'll make sure you're safe. Like, I don't know, I think that has more weight to it, but again, impossible to tell at this moment.
Yeah, I think Devens also had Rome tell him who like all of his closest allies were and then nominated them. So there's that piece too. So he was like making up for already like being in Rome, of course, was trying to, I don't know, just you're allowed to be mad when somebody like makes a game move and just being like, "Hey man, good play. You got me to say those things. Good job." It's like it feels like a weird vibe. Like I understand not blowing
Hey,
up on
that man
somebody
knows ball.
but like there's something weird about that like did rub me the wrong way, I think. But yeah, I could definitely see it, and I don't think this was like an awful week for Devens by any means, but there were those pieces that it's like, could this have gone better?
Yeah. Well, this is the part where I am very sad because I had Rome on my fantasy team. So,
Ooh, but you get like the just like bulk points at the beginning.
is that still true? Is that how it works still?
I don't know. I got an email today saying you haven't opened any of your emails. Are you getting these? Because I guess it could tell that I hadn't opened the scorecard yet.
So he
I
was
opened
just
the
checking to
scorecard
make
and
sure that you.
it is pretty sick because we both have previous winner on our scorecards, like on our name. We have a little badge
Really?
that says previous winner.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't even see that.
which is so cool.
Were
Returning
we
player and
supposed to set
winner.
up an alliance or something?
Yeah, we didn't.
Oh, that's.
We
a
can have an
bummer.
unofficial alliance though.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I just might not pay out.
I was gonna say, do you want to pay me then if you win? Because I'm gonna lose.
Actually, never mind. I don't want to do that. Chuck's going all the way.
No, I'm looking right now. They did. I thought he changed it, and he did change the points. So there's no longer. You don't get more points for
interesting.
going out earlier. So right now,
Okay.
Rome has 16 points, and he'll probably stay like that because.
Yep.
Wait, you get votes to or no?
Unless he gets
Votes
America's
against, not evicted. So that is a bummer. A real bummer.
favorite. He might win America's player.
How does Angela
not
have
rule
the
that out.
most points? I'd mess this up. That's fine.
I took Angela.
All right. I think
Yeah,
I
we don't
took
need to get
D
into
and
that one.
Devens, but
Okay. I thought
Who
about taking
else?
all three, and I couldn't bring myself.
I took Barrett, and I don't remember who else. That's fine. That's fine. I'm
But
not
yeah,
upset.
I think that's all I
Not upset.
have for a Roman lyric, because like they were the big story this week for sure, and like
Yeah.
them cooking up their little plan. Was it? No, there's one more thing that I want to say. I don't believe Rome's crying to Latrice and in the confessional after that happened. There was something about it. It's like this feels like a fake cry to be like, I'm so sad that I did this, but you're not actually trying to like save face with like everybody, including America. And so I just want to say that. And also, Jason did some crying this week at some point, and it also just felt like his crying when he was like fake getting comforted by Angela. So I'm deep in the like conspiracy fake crying. Like these guys are playing us.
So Elena had the same thought with Rome. She's like, this
Really?
guy's faking. And I said, I don't think so. I think he is so sincere that it is impossible to believe that it's real. Like, he is sincere to a point that no normal human responds like this. That's my take. I mean, we'll never know, but I don't think you're alone in thinking it was fake, but I'm under the impression that it's so fake that it's real.
I trust Elena's intuition. I think we're right.
Sure you do. All right. Who's on this other side? Which isn't even really a side at this point. It's just
No.
a bunch of loose numbers that are. I mean, there's some people
think-
that I got nothing on, like Yash. Like, what is he?
Let's go Jason
what does he
next.
do? All
Jason,
right,
I
let's
feel
do
like is
Jason.
another
That's more
big
exciting.
story one. Yeah.
Let's just skip Yash. How about that? Huh?
No, we'll get back to it. I just want to get. I feel like get all the interesting people out of the way, and then we can just rapid fire the rest.
I love Jason. I'll just say that, but in an
I like
Angela
Jason for the
sense.
same reason that the same. Like the same way that I'm
Yep.
enjoying Angela this season, I'm enjoying him. He also just drives me up a wall.
Yep. I
Like,
had a
it's
feel. I was like, I don't think Tony's gonna
serious.
vibe with Jason.
But I'm enjoying it. Like it is interesting and like just getting into that big fight and then just being like talking to Angela like pretty quickly after and be like, yeah, I did that. Sorry about that. And like being official, like, yeah, that was messy. I screwed that up. Just completely just be like, yep, screwed that one up. My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wild move.
I definitely think it helps that he has been on what was it, RuPaul, right? RuPaul's
Hmm.
Drag Race. I think that
Hmm.
helps because he has this almost like he is more aware of perhaps his persona or maybe less afraid to try to have a front because like for a lot of people they've already seen him on TV before. And so I wonder if that helps. I also think that boosts his ego a little bit. Maybe not to better his game, but just in the sense of like, yeah, I've been on TV, I know what I'm doing. People love when I do this. And so I think that helps.
Yeah.
I also think, and this I've seen this theory thrown out there. I can't speak on it. I don't know how he feels on the inside. I wonder if there's part of him that does feel jealous or left out of like the icons of the house because he
Hmm.
was also a previous reality star.
Yeah.
And he said that at one point. There was one point where he like looked at the camera. He's like, I'm gonna get all these icons out and show them who like the real reality icon is. And
Hmm.
so I do like is that part of it? Like he was just a normal contestant. Like he didn't get
Yeah.
brought in like a big reveal like the other three did. And I mean, I think it's obvious to see like why. It's like they were, CBS shows. I, what is RuPaul's Drag Race on? I don't
So is
even know.
RuPaul. So
Oh,
is
it is?
RuPaul.
Oh, well then maybe I'm
Yeah. Well,
wrong.
it's on Paramount Plus, so I think it's also CBS.
All right, well there you go. Maybe he has a right to be upset then that he's not included in that, but
I don't know the format of RuPaul. I don't think it's this
never
type of
seen it.
game.
Yeah.
So like you could maybe that's where it's coming from. It is an interesting choice because I remember people saying like you and I texted and there was like, oh, there's four returners or four like reality stars. One of
Yeah.
them's RuPaul, and then a couple Survivor, and then somebody like we knew kind of who it all was going to be. And then he just goes in. We were confused. We're like, oh, he just is in the house though. Like he's not coming in later.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they decided to structure it that way. Watching him cry that he didn't win the fan vote, and he was like, I thought all of the Drag Race fans would rally and help me out, and it's like, nah. There's a lot more Big Brother fans watching Big Brother than
Right,
any
right,
Drag
right.
Race.
The Big Brother fandom
Unfortunately.
watches Big Brother more than the Drag Race fandom watches Big Brother.
I know
That is
it's
a
crazy to
fact.
consider, but that's a real thing that happens.
I mean, I know like
And
I'm
I'm
pretty
sure he'll win
sure
one. But
I'm pretty sure RuPaul wins like the Emmy for reality show like every year, but still, like
oh,
it's not.
really?
It's just it's like she's a returning player on her own show. Like
Hmm.
if anyone thought Angela wasn't going to win this, they're crazy, crazy to think
Yeah.
that she wasn't going to win the first one.
And love that it's a punishment. Like, yes, it benefiting the returners? Absolutely. But like it's not just a handing them I mean, they've already given them the first HOH, I suppose, but like it's not just
Yeah,
handing them like a gift basket of here's all the powers for the first few weeks. Like I mean, is wearing the egg costume the worst thing in the world? No. But it's still part of it.
yeah, yeah. No, I think it's a fun way of doing it, but yeah, I'm just like I'm in on Jason. I hope he sticks around because I think he causes just the right amount of chaos without being like he hasn't annoyed me yet, which is good,
Hmm.
Although I feel like my tolerance for being annoyed on players is it's higher than a lot of people, but
Yeah, me
yeah.
too.
I think him and Angela are fun and like that nomination ceremony would not have even started to go anywhere if it wasn't for that. Like I don't think
Hmm.
any of that would have happened without the two of them blowing up on each other. So God, like just what a good combination the two of them are.
Oh yeah, and it's fun to have them on separate sides, and all of it was good. I think. Do you think so? I feel like there was a narrative last week when he did this where he was like, "Hey, my mom died," or whatever. That's what he was said, right? And then he like laughed at Angela. People were like, "That's mean. That's low. Like that's what an awful person." Do you see any issue with that game? That is a game move.
No, not at all. No. I
Okay.
mean, like, what are we gonna like discredit Johnny Fairplay? Decades later, like.
hmm
I don't know. It's. Are we
My
gonna?
only criticism
Is
is
Dan Giesling actually Judas for lying and like?
Johnny Fairplay didn't tell a soul that season that his grandma was still alive. Or like yeah, when you do that, Matt from Big Brother 12 didn't tell a soul about his wife not dying of some disease until after this, like after he was already out. Like telling people in the house is just a bold move, and like it was messy and it came back to bite him. Now he
Yeah.
obviously won. He's winning challenges, and so like I think he'll be a force going forward. But
Mm-hmm.
that was the only
Yeah.
criticism I had is like probably shouldn't spread that you did that. Like you can
Well,
laugh
yeah.
at the camera, but
It wasn't a good move. I'll say that. Like, I'm not claiming it was this
fair,
master move,
fair.
but in terms of like the morality of the rules of the game, I don't. I don't know. I don't think there's anything you could do within the game of Big Brother that would cause me to be like, this is a bad person for lying in this way. I don't know. Like, where would it
Hmm.
be? I'm trying to think. Like, what would the thing be where I'm like, that's too far? Because I think like that's the point of the game, right? It's just to like
Every
see how
week
far
this
you can
season,
take
I'm
it.
gonna come with a new lie, and you have to tell me whether it's fair play or not.
It'd
Which
probably
is a
have to be
great
like
bit, is you don't
pretty
know
horrific.
if I mean Johnny fair play, like it's okay, or fair play as in it's not, because
Like
fair
I
play is
like
Johnny fair
I
play
can
too.
think of some like really horrific scenarios, but like I don't know. As long as it doesn't like harm or offend or like if it's like your own mother that you are lying about, I think that's fine.
I think I have one. I think I have one that you
Okay.
won't think is okay. You ready for this?
What?
Imagine calling somebody crazy eyes. Fair play or no?
I that
Worth
clip
considering.
I gotta say the clip came up this week on my TikTok of Matt being voted out and Julie breaking the news to him that Trump survived an assassination attempt. And if you have not seen that recently, that is one of the crazy,
Oh.
especially in hindsight, because at the time I think I don't know, not that it made sense, but it was like, yeah, that's a pretty big deal. But like now being like farther removed, it is ridiculous that you gave someone that news on live TV and,
Yep.
and forced him to make a comment. And if you don't remember, his comment is essentially like, oh guys, like we got to stop this. We got to come together, like, which, yeah, sure, whatever. But then he goes and ties it to him and Angela. He's like, kind of like me and Angela the house. Like, you can't have that hate. It's the funniest thing ever. And I, I still can't believe that Julie Chen put him in a position to respond to that.
Even some of the stuff that she was having Rome answer tonight, I was like, what are we asking here? Like, why is this happening? Who cares?
I think
Oh,
this
what was
was good for
you know
me.
about
This,
where? Oh, she was referencing like a song or like a title, and I
yeah,
could
no,
tell he had
she
no
she did
idea what she
not
was
let it go.
talking
She
about.
would not let that go.
And he was just like, "Oh, I know now. Stop talking." Like, just wanted so bad to be out of that conversation.
I think this was good for me because I have been, as you know, very, very anti Jeff Probst. And
hmm
so this is good for my relationship with him to witness like an actual terrible host again who does
Once a year, come back to this.
does not care at all about the game of Big Brother. Like just
Nope.
doesn't even pretend to know what's happening.
Love one another.
Oh man.
Golly.
All right, that was a rabbit
All
trail.
right. What else do we have here?
Everyone, go watch that exit interview with Matt, please. Crazy Eyes. It's so good. It's so good.
Latrice, or as my friend Nick called her when he didn't hear the name but read it, L.A. Trice, which I think
L.A.
is a much
Trice. I
funnier thing
like
to call
that.
her.
L.A. Trice.
Um,
La
she's a
la
pretty big
la
nothing
la. If
burger
you
for me at this point.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, like, she did have a storyline only in that her name was thrown out as being one who Rome didn't protect. Now, I'm a little bummed because last week we got the hint that there was a three-person alliance between her, Rome, and Jason, and I thought that could have been fun. Only
Hmm.
because that felt like a unique group of people that like normally wouldn't be aligned together. You know, I mean, like you check off a lot
Hmm.
of boxes there as far as like three people that are very opposite. Um,
Hmm.
and so I'm a little bummed in that way because with Rome being gone, it feels like I don't know who her connections are anymore. And
Hmm.
so like I kind of would have liked to see her operate more within like Rome's army or however they were calling it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I mean like at very least it feels like she's got the sympathy for a bit cuz she seemed genuinely hurt by what happened and maybe people
Yeah.
will not target her for a while cuz of that.
But then she had to comfort Rome, which was bold because he was
That
totally for real crying.
that was funny. I'm glad she acknowledged that. It's like what is going on, Rome? Why are you
Kind of
like
how
this?
serious he is reminds me of what is it, Chris Noble from Survivor Ghost
Yep.
Island, where it's just like you just take yourself so seriously.
Mhm.
Where I buy it more with Chris Noble. But anyways, we already talked about Lyric. Anything else on her?
No. Nothing.
What
Should we go
about
the other
Mallory?
I was gonna say the other song
Oh,
name
I'm
melody.
going alphabetical.
Mallory had a very funny um, vote last week. That was my biggest take. Where she was like,
Well,
she got in there and Julie congratulated her on winning the veto that week. She's like, "Thanks, Julie. That was very clutch of me to win the veto. This is me, Mallory, reporting for the boot. You didn't see that? Look it up. It's
no.
I've watched it so many times.
No.
It is the most cringe thing you've
I'm in. I'm
She
in.
literally goes very clutch of me. This is Mallory reporting live for my first vote to evict. It's so weird. She's so
Oh, she's
weird.
doing the news. She's doing a Rick Devens.
I don't know why. like
He
there
should be.
was no reason for her to do that.
Yeah, he did vote. Like there was a reason to take that role from him.
That's my biggest take
I
on
don't
her.
know. I kind of feel. I probably feel more like see more in Melody and her being an interesting player, but I feel like I'm in the same place with both of them where they could kind of pick up that mantle of the leader of the other side of the house. Probably more Melody, but like I could see something interesting from either of them. But up until this point, there hasn't been
Well,
much.
there is the trio of lyric, Mallory, and melody that
Mm-hmm.
started early on, and I think it kind of fizzled a little bit after they got connected with more people. Because it was like, I think Mallory was the one that said, like, when they first got in the house, like, she's like, I instantly connected with these girls. Within 10 minutes, we were like best friends. And I was like, that's weird. Like, you, that, like, to me, that's a red flag. Like, if someone is feeling that close to you within like 5 minutes, like, they don't actually know you. Like, get to
Mm-hmm.
know them before you're saying that. But I think the interesting thing with Mallory, too, is early on, her and Barrett seem to have a close connection. And I think
Oh
that
yeah.
fizzled a little bit just in terms of like Barrett getting so associated with all his alliances. And so I wonder if Barrett is wise enough to like find outside enforcements of his alliance. Like, I do wonder, like, do him and Mallory have a stronger connection in the next coming weeks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Barrett's such an interesting case. Going back to him real quick, I feel like he's super introverted, and so like just is getting sick of people, and so like he might have been around people more early on, and now is kind of doing that less so. So I'm interested to see where that goes. But yeah, Mallory that could be good, could be bad. I don't know.
Kind of like everyone on this list. Good assessment.
No, there's some that I'm pretty confident on where I'm at. Actually, there really is only like 6 or 7 of them. Nice. That are like interesting at this point, and the rest are just kind of numbers for whatever side they're with.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how I feel about Melody at the moment. And
Hmm.
like I just like don't know. Like she seems to be most connected with Drew right now, which is interesting. Like people did toss out voting her out this week
Hmm.
for the sake of weakening Drew's relationships, which is so funny. Um but I don't know, besides that, like I think this week will be interesting to see like her and Mallory and Lyric. Like all these people, like what are they gonna do now that their supposed leader is gone?
Yeah, I would love to see someone from the other side of the house win just to like shake things up. Now, hopefully, D and Devens don't go, but yeah, just shake things up and maybe they just take out that three of Kamu, Chuck,
Mhm.
and Haley. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Taylor? This is my biggest nothing. Like if I had to
Yeah.
pick a like if we're going back to the furniture, like give me something. Something.
I don't know if it's like she's just more of a chill vibe or just like a quieter person. It doesn't seem like she's doing anything. And there's a couple times she has confessionals where it's like, oh, that seems like a decent read or like understanding of like, hey, maybe just keep your mouth shut during this time. You know what I mean? Like during the big blow up on Monday or Sunday's episode. But that's pretty basic. But I don't know. There could be something there, but and I don't know why she voted for Melody there instead of Rome. She said like, "Oh, but they
The
won't know who did it." Like, did they show a chat where they were like, "Oh, why don't we just do this?" They won't know who did it. Yes, they will.
well,
They're gonna be able to do the math.
the only theory that I saw was did she do, and this is, next level, I guess. Did she do it only to pin it on Lyric or someone, just for the sake of like, if Lyric comes back and is like, "Hey, I didn't vote for him," like, will they believe that over someone else? So, could be.
Like, no one would have cared if she did vote. Well, I guess Melody might have.
But if Lyric is
She's
actively saying it wasn't me, and she's
yeah,
on it, I think it's a good. Like I always love throwing a straight vote. Now I
yeah.
want to
Maybe
see her
there's something
reasoning.
there. Because you could argue like, oh, of course she's not going to vote out Rome. Like, obviously she won't.
Mm-hmm.
But then Melody is next to her, and if she's supposed to be tight with Melody, then that's an issue, more of an issue. Interesting. All right, maybe I'm in on it.
I'm not out on her only because I think like she's in a great spot in terms of
Mm-hmm.
like positioning in the house for future weeks. Like she is not on anyone's radar. She does it, which is like perfectly fine by me. Like you don't need a
Mm-hmm.
resume right now. Um, but we'll see. And then there's Yash. Probably the second
Got,
biggest nothing.
got nothing, dude. Like, just
Great.
literally nothing.
I think it
He
is
almost went last week.
confirmed that he was an alternative.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, yeah, because there wasn't a Y or whatever in the list of letters.
Yeah, it was some guy named Levi who I didn't watch the video, but he did post a video on Instagram like why he decided to drop out. So like,
My understanding was he like was like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
yeah, I think that's what happened. Again, I didn't. I could have. I've had 2 weeks to watch that video. I did not, but like he did. He is pretty like everyone knew who he was. He was pretty active in terms of like, hey guys, I decided not to do Big Brother. So I don't know. Whatever. Glad we got Yash, I guess.
Are you?
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a good start to the season. I
Mm-hmm.
think I agree with you that it would be much more enjoyable if the other side won for 1 week and our favorite people stayed. But just to balance it
Sounds
out,
good to me.
like somehow let's get someone from the red corner out just because they don't add much and then we'll play it out from there. I was really hoping for Rome to stay, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, he would have kept things interesting for a little bit.
Yeah, 'cause that man knows ball.
He knows ball.
Anything else we
do
need
we
to
next week?
address?
Next week, are we going to draft? Is it after the third eviction?
I guess so. Yeah, no, it is third eviction. Yeah, and
Okay.
then we'll
So next week
pick
we'll
some
each
players.
draft four people.
Yeah, I'm
I
trying
think
to
I'm
think
on a run
who.
still, right?
Because you did win the Survivor one, right?
Yeah.
I had you there for a couple weeks, and then somehow you came back. Who did you have that like did really well? I don't even remember now. Who?
Who won Survivor?
Aubrey.
Oh, I can scroll up in our chat.
That feels so. I got to be honest with you. I have completely tuned out Survivor. I don't think I realized
Yeah.
how angry that season made me And even last night, so they've been replaying season 50 after Big Brother on Wednesdays. And it started playing, and I was like, I'm so mad. I'm so mad at season 50. Like, I think I got a lot of
Yeah.
hurt. I got a lot of hurt I built up.
Yeah.
It's
It wasn't
fine.
great.
No. All right, well,
I had Devens and Suri as like my people who went deep.
who is my deepest person? Because I do remember
I
you
think
winning, but
I think Ozzy
that makes sense.
Ozzy
you-
would have been your latest, and those two both outlasted him.
Yeah, I remember I had a great run because you had like 2 weeks where you were like your people get knocked out, and then somehow mine just did not.
And then
go
like
well.
4 straight weeks where yours did, I think, or something.
Yeah, it was bad. It was like you had a pretty drastic comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Very unfortunate. All right, well, there we go.
Called a Spielberg movie.
The what?
Did you say a Jurassic comeback?
Did
I
I
know
say
you didn't.
Jurassic?
I was
I
just-
don't think I said
No.
Jurassic at all.
It's making a bad
I
joke.
think I said
Sorry.
drastic, right?
Yeah, you did. You did.
All right, I'm ending this
Uh,
episode.
sounds good.
Yeah, we'll probably be back next week, right? Are we doing this?
I'm
For
in.
more episodes, visit notgameoutpersonal.com. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at NJAPPod. That's at NJAPPod. I'm Nathan. This is Tony, and we will see you next week.
Shout out all my dogs at the crib.